One tip I have for you as you look for tech jobs is you have to figure out what you're good at, what you really like, and what you're supposed to do at the job. So, some people look for a job and they just say, well, it makes a lot of money and therefore I should apply to it. And 5 years later, everything's changed. They've never gotten the job. They've kept vacillating between should I do it, should I not? And it's never really a good fit. So I'm gonna quickly draw this up here. And I got this from a book about decision making, and maybe it'll help you. So this is called a performance model. All right. And in the performance model, what you want is to basically take 3 legs here, 3 spikes or sails, we might call them, equal length, and then kind of divide them up into a bunch of usually like 10. I'm not going to count them here just for sake of time. These are like steps or levels, okay? But then the key is this leg here is, let's see what I have. I enjoy. Okay. And then this key here is matches ability. And then let's see what the other one is. Oh yeah. Let's see. Required to do. I'm experimenting with this little whiteboard as I grow the studio a little bit. All right, so what you need to do, let's see if you can see that, sort of. You need to evaluate, if I get into a position, how much will it be a fit for me? Okay. And you don't really know that completely. So let's say you're going for a data analyst position. All right. And you don't really know if you're going to enjoy it because you've never had the position before. And so what you need to do is kind of pretend you have that, or the more you get to know what a data analyst does, the more you could fill this out. But I would keep this handy on a piece of paper and maybe use different colors to fill this in. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. And so probably the best thing to do first when you have this model drawn out, you have what I enjoy, how much do I enjoy it, how much does the job match my abilities, and how much am I having to do stuff that I'm just supposed to do, required to do. You might do this with a practice jobs. Let's just pretend I am doing a job as a barista. All right, because I was a barista before I switched to tech. I was 35 when I switched, and I'm older than 35 now. If you couldn't guess that. And I had 4 kids at the time. I have 6 now, and many moved out. And I even have grandkids, but I still work in tech because I switched at age 35, and God gave me that position. So, but before that, I was a barista, among many other things. Maybe I'll try to find another marker and do another color quick. But first of all, let's just start with this one. All right, so as a barista at Starbucks in Cedar Falls, Waterloo, Iowa. I was in Waterloo when I did that. All right, so let's just rate it. And this should be like 1 to 10. Just keep that in mind when you redraw it. Okay, so the amount that I'm required to, the amount of things that I do in my job, or how much of my job on a scale of 1 to 10 is things that I really enjoy. Okay. And I would say like probably halfway up here, because, I like helping people. I like coffee. I did like coffee. I still like coffee. I don't have it often. And yeah, about halfway up. How much of the job matches my abilities? Well, at the time I had been making websites and programming on my own, just learning it from books. And there were no videos. I just picked up books and started learning it and started making websites and applications. They were pretty simple compared to what people have today. But I would say actually one. Very, very low. Because my abilities were so much more than that. Now I could rate this, you could rate that in a different way. Oh, I have all the abilities to do it. Okay. Now, also, how much of this of the job was filled with things that I was just required to do, like I got to do this and that. One thing was like cleaning. I had to do the 10-minute timer where I walked around and cleaned the tables, and how much on a scale of 1 or 0 to 10 was my job filled with what I feel like things I just have to do. They're not things I enjoy. They're not things that match my real abilities. And required to do was way up here. So lots of tasks. All right, once you've done that, you're gonna create the sale, and you just do that by drawing your triangle, connecting the dots. Pretty easy. All right, and so there's the sale of me working as a barista. Now, let me show you the sale of me working as an iOS developer. And that would be this. Okay, let's do it. How much of the job do I enjoy? Well, I enjoy a little more of it. A lot more of it, probably. How much of it matches my ability? Things that I'm skilled at. Yeah, okay, it's way up there, close to 10. And how much is filled with things I just have to do because it's part of the job and I don't really enjoy it and it's not really in my ability? And I would say, that's probably down here. There are some things, I'd probably put that here. So you can see that if I drew this other sail, as it were, connecting these dots, that sail looks like this. So the point of this is to see the difference and be able to, it's a little bit of a subjective model, but it helps you evaluate the difference, what you get to look forward to, the difference of the shape of the different positions. And the more you get to know the position you're trying to switch into, the more you should try to fill this out. Because if you're like me as a barista and you have this shape where you're supposed to do a lot of stuff and you don't even care about it, and you're not even, you may be skilled, but it's not up to your abilities. That's what they call like overqualified. Okay, and the other thing is, be on the lookout for these two bottom ones as well, because if you're required to do a ton of stuff, but it matches your ability, and this might be kind of no creativity involved for me. The more you can fill this out and check and compare, the better your ability to evaluate your possibilities, the jobs you're trying to get into, and it will help save you a ton of time and money when you're evaluating or taking courses or trying to get into a boot camp that's not a fit for you. Or maybe you can go get a boot camp because you realize it is a fit for me. I really, really think that would be a good thing for me. And it's not all about enjoyment. It's about matching your ability, because we get satisfaction about that as well. And sometimes we really like to just be handed things to do, and that's fine too. Hope this video was helpful. And if you want more free information, just look down in the link in the description. We'll see you.